friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sarah Michelle and this is Wagstaff. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, thanks so much for joining us. I love to talk about thrifting, sustainable tips. Today I wanted to go over the changes that I've made in 2020 to help me live a more sustainable and eco-friendly life, and then also talk about some of the changes that I'm planning to make in 2021. The decisions I made this year were ones that fit into my life because it has to fit with your budget, your time, and the goal that you're trying to accomplish. I really wanted to cut back waste in a couple certain areas, and it's about baby steps. So if you break down a couple rooms and then, you can do your kitchen, how can I become more eco-friendly here? Your bathroom, how can I become more eco-friendly here? If you break it down into little chunks like that, you're going to eventually lead towards a more eco-friendly and sustainable life. And it'll become something that is just second nature to you, instead of, there was this whole trend of going zero waste for a while, and people were like, oh, this isn't possible, because we live in a society where it's not. All right, so we'll go room by room because I think that's the easiest way to break it down and also make the goals for yourself. In my kitchen, I had some really great swaps this year that I've been wanting to make for a while. But again, when it comes to making these swaps, there are sometimes things that limit you. And for me, that tends to be budget, and a lot of the non-eco-friendly stuff, plastic wrap, tin foil, it's all very cheap, and that's why we consume it and we're so used to it. I wanted to take the time this year to make little strides. So one of the things that I started using, I got these reusable, stretchy covers, and you can put them over bowls, like when I'm making sauces or salsas, and if you have a little bit of something left over and you would usually use press and seal, you just take these and you stretch them and they go right over. And I thought they would be kind of a pain to use, but honestly, they're super easy. I have ones that have little tabs on them, so you can kind of like pull as you need, and I haven't had any problems with those. They are also dishwasher safe, which is, again, comes back to the time. If you don't have time to hand wash something and it's more eco-friendly, chances are you're not going to use it, and it's not going to be the most mindful and sustainable in terms of like you doing it day in and day out. You're just not going to do it. You're going to probably revert back to using one use. So find things that work for you. And for me, I really don't like hand washing things, or I know I can't commit to it. So the fact that these go in the dishwasher, thumbs up for me. So I love these. I would definitely give them like a 10 out of 10. Next, I also started using some beeswax wrap, and that was something that I've seen for a while. It definitely became a bit of a trend, and I feel like people were using it and then it kind of faded. I think it's great. I think it's very user-friendly. You do hand wash it, very gently, so I wouldn't use it. I try not to use it for anything that gets too messy, so I really like the idea of wrapping a sandwich in it, but I haven't been going anywhere, so I have nowhere to wrap a sandwich. So honestly, my beeswax wrap in 2020 has been useful, but I don't think I've used it as much if I were on the go. Another kind of on-the-go item are these reusable Ziploc baggies. They're hand washed, they were gifted to me. I would definitely use pretzels and little, more so snacky things. Again, things that don't get too messy, because I wouldn't really want to have to flip them inside out, just out of convenience for myself. So I definitely think once I'm on the go again, these will be super helpful for all my snacks that I would want to pack. They're easy swap. It looks the same, it feels the same, it acts the same. My next swap, I've really been proud of this one, is I made my own natural cleaner. So it's just vinegar, water, and essential oils, and it actually is able to scrub through a lot of different messes, and it leaves my place smelling really nicely. And I bought a glass bottle that I've been reusing, so I just fill it up whenever it gets low. I definitely think that this is something worth trying. If you have an empty bottle, definitely for a very basic surface cleaner, all purpose, it's really useful. It helps me because I buy one less bottle each time I go to the store. I need something a little more heavy duty, I'll get it, but this is my basic go-to surface cleaner. Let me know if you give that one a try, or if you have any recommendations for natural cleaners that you make. Moving to the bathroom. So my number one replacement in the bathroom this year was safety razor. I hated going to the stores and spending $15 on plastic razors that I knew were gonna dull and that they were gonna have to be thrown out. I actually found a decent price razor at Target. There definitely was a bit of a learning curve. I've read that other people experience that as well, just the difference between using the store-bought plastic razors and a safety razor, because it's shaped differently, it feels different, so a little bit of a learning curve, but really the only thing I would say is let the weight of the safety razor almost do the work for you. Don't press any harder than you have to. But yeah, I definitely think it was one of those swaps that I was excited about because it was straightforward. I can replace the blade. I'm saving so much plastic between the packaging that these razors came in and the many that I would throw out. Any of you been using safety razors? If so, I'd love to hear how your experience is going, or if you're looking to swap anytime in the near future. I'll definitely drop the link below, the one that I bought from Target. Definitely think there are probably better ones out there. This hit my budget, so if you're able to spend a little more and get a nicer shaped handle, I think that that's something that I might like, something with a groove to hold it a little better. I do think that this is an attainable swap for most people, and that's awesome. So I would give that swap a 10 out of 10, whether you're able to get a budget one or splurge a little more on that. My next favorite bathroom swap is my DIY face mask. I've always loved making face masks at home, and I love researching them, making different combinations, but I really wanted one that I could just like go to. Some research into different types of clay, and I have really dry skin, so I actually picked this rose pink clay, and I tried to find it on some beauty stores, but I ended up purchasing it from Amazon, and I bought a whole pound of it, and it's lasted me it's gonna last me well over a year. It's really easy to make, and it feels really great on my skin. It's clay, it dries out. You can mix it with different things like water or honey to give it a sort of different effect when you use it. But buying a big bulk clay mask like this and then being able to make it myself at home, as opposed to buying a bunch of plastic bottles or a bunch of the smaller like sheet masks, the less you're putting in the trash, the better. I thought this was a really great swap for me. Now I'm not consistently buying face masks. I know that this is one that works really well for my skin, and it always leaves me feeling really nice. It isn't necessarily like a sustainable swap, but my last point for 2020 was that I significantly cut back on my Amazon ordering. And that's not a brag. Ordering from Amazon for a lot of people is a necessity because, again, it comes back to budget and convenience, and I completely understand it. But from my point of view, I am able to get to a lot of different stores, find things secondhand. I ask family and friends or join buy nothing groups. I've run into instances where I can't find it anywhere but Amazon at this point. With that being said, I took this year to be a bit more mindful with my Amazon purchases. And not about buying less, but really, can I get it anywhere else? Can I buy it small? Can I buy it local? Can I buy it secondhand? Can I get it? Can I borrow it? I tried to exhaust all of those options before going to Amazon. And whenever I did to Amazon, I would try to bulk purchase and bulk ship so that they would reduce the packaging. I only made 10 Amazon orders this year, and I know that still may sound like a lot, but 10 total I think is really great, especially comparing to the year before. I would have to actually go back and count. I'm guilty of it, I can't lie. It's not something to be ashamed of, but I do think we can all be a little bit more mindful of, do I have to purchase it from Amazon or somewhere that ships? Can I buy it local, small business, or secondhand first? Okay, so then getting into my sustainable goals for 2021. I want to join a package-free toilet paper subscription because I'm noticing these things when I go and buy, but just the fact that my toilet paper is all wrapped in plastic doesn't have to be. That there's a lot of great subscriptions out there that are pretty affordable, so I'll be doing research and I'll let you know which one I'll be joining. If you guys have any recommendations, please drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Or if you think that they're actually not worth it and more so a greenwashing effect. I want to start attending more online and virtual eco-friendly and sustainability-minded events. Engage with the community and talk more about what I'm doing and hear what other people are doing. Learn so much from other people, and there's tips and tricks that you could just never think of, and that's why we need each other. So I really would love to start attending some of those virtual events. So if you guys know of any, please let me know. Move into a post-COVID world and bulk stores start opening back up, I would really love to start shopping in bulk more for like cereals, grains, anything that I can just eliminate. I already know I get a lot of rice and pasta. Can I eliminate the plastic there? That would be a really great goal for me. Another goal of mine, which this has been a dream of mine since the very beginning of high school, I've always wanted to have the ability to compost. Where I live in Philadelphia, they're actually starting to do a citywide composting initiative, and I think this is so cool. We just got the bins fully completed, so we're gonna look into start collecting materials. We're starting with a local group here. I just love composting. I think it makes so much sense, as everything that comes out of the world is everything has a purpose and a natural being, and the way that things live and then they break down. I don't know, maybe that's just like the hippy dippy in me, but I think it's really awesome, and I would love to be able to start composting in 2021. Yay for Philadelphia for starting some of this. It's starting small, but it's got to start somewhere, right? I know that there's a lot of composting companies, but this is going to be free composting and like a citywide composting, which I know some cities like Washington, D.C. already have set up, and you know, people are able to start using these, and they're going to become more normal, and you're going to see them, and composting is going to be a common thing. You know, it's not gross, it's dirt. We all come from it. We are the earth. And another goal for 2021 for me is to start using reusable menstrual products. Just another area of my life where I'm noticing what's going into the trash. This one's a little harder for me. I'm sure a lot of other women feel this way. I bought the Diva Cup. I will let you guys know how it's going, but the first time I tried it, it did not feel like it was sitting right. I did have some leakage. I would love to hear if you guys have any tips on how to use it or recommendations if the Diva Cup isn't really a great one. I definitely am going to keep trying on this one because I tried it once. I haven't loved it, but I'm willing to try it again. So those are my main goals. Again, it doesn't have to be big. You don't have to be the one saving the entire world because that's just not possible. I would love to hear if you guys have any sustainable goals for 2021, what your favorite changes you made in 2020 were, or just your favorite sustainable swap recommendations. Feel free to drop it in the comments. And if you haven't already, be sure to follow, like, and subscribe to support my channel. I love talking to you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!